So who here, by show of hands, and wait till I say this because you might not want to raise your hand, who here is 100% satisfied with your branding? That's good. I was thinking maybe the room would be 50-50 and I might excuse some of you. The truth is, if you're not making all the money you want, if you are not magnetizing every single opportunity that downloads into your brain late at night that's like, oh, I want to be on the Today Show. Actually, I want my own TV show. Oh, I think Oprah should call me. You're not crazy. You're not crazy to think those things. They just haven't happened yet because you haven't fully harnessed the power of your rock star social brand. Oprah could call you tomorrow if she could find you. So let's make sure she can find you. So again, I'm going to ask another question. Who here wants to be a best-selling author? Who here is a best-selling author? Okay, cool. Me, woo! You can too, and that's the power. And we have some authors at this table, Stephanie Voza and Julie Steelman, who are on their way to be best-selling authors. So, woohoo! The same can be true for you. Who here wants to get their product in every store in America? Or the stores that are appropriate for your audience. Let's do that, yeah, let's be more specific. Who here wants to get an endorsement deal to endorse a product you already like and use? And who here wants to make more money? Good, we're in the right place. I'm with the right peeps, awesome. All of this, again, is possible, and you are not insane for thinking it's possible. But the key here is to harness the power of what I call your woohoo within, and that is the thing that only you can do. Your woohoo within is that little voice inside that whispers again in those wee hours of the morning, if you wake up and have insomnia and have great ideas at that time, or whatever time really speaks to you. Your woohoo within is like, what about this? What about that? You know, what if you did write that book? What if this was the year you actually did that? What if this was the year you stopped talking about getting a publisher or getting an agent or getting on TV and you actually did it? What if this was the year you actually did launch that blog or make more money or hit that ceiling in your business, whether it's 6 figures, 7 figures? Your woohoo within is not crazy. It knows what you want, and it's giving you direction. So when you honor that and you say, okay, well, what does that mean? So I'm going to give you an example from my life, and then I actually want to hear from you. 6 years ago, actually 7 years ago, I was working in corporate America, and I've talked about this before, so I'm going to do the Cliff Notes version of this story. I was working at Mattel, and I got to write about Barbie all day long. And it was the best job. I mean, really, as a writer, it was the best job ever. I got to live out my childhood every day. I got to play with Barbie, I got to interview doll designers, I got to do all of this really cool stuff. And I got to do that because Mattel had come to me and said, you know, we like what we've seen you do online, and we don't know online, and we really need someone to create a community for these adult doll collectors that we don't get them. We know kids, we know how to sell Barbie to girls, like 5-year-old girls. We get pink, pretty bathing suit, we get it. But there are these people that spend their disposable income on our products, and they spend like $300 on a doll, and we don't get them. We don't know how to talk to them, we don't know how to sell to them. Sometimes we sell and sometimes we don't. So how do we do this? And so I went and got to know this community. I went to doll shows, I went to conventions, I came back and reported my findings and said, you know what? This community loves you and they feel like you don't love them. So we need to warm it up because we want them to feel seen, heard, and celebrated. This is your audience. This is people that are giving you money. So for everyone in this room, if someone's giving you money, how do you want them to feel about giving you money? It pads your bank account, but how do you want them to feel? Good so they can give you more, and maybe good so they are being served, they're being heard, they're being healed, problems and challenges are being solved and resolved. So I said to Mattel, I came back and I said, we need to go to these doll conventions And instead of standing in the corner like you have been, like taking notes, like, ooh, who are these freaks? You need to actually sit at tables with them and talk to them. And not only that, at these conventions, they dress up in life-size doll clothes. So guess what we're gonna do? And Mattel had an archive of doll costumes, because that's how they are. So we dressed up and went to conventions, and overnight this became a $10 million brand. Because this consumer suddenly felt seen, heard, celebrated, and supported. And they were happy to hand over their dollars. So what would it feel like for you, forget how it would feel for your customer, what would it feel like for you if you didn't worry about how the money came in and instead you felt good knowing you were being of service? How would that change the game? Instead of like, oh my God, I don't want to ask for the money. Oh, they're giving me money in exchange for what I'm giving them and they like the way they feel. How would that change your business? Would you make more money?
Yes.
Yeah. And would those people then tell their friends? It's like that old telephone commercial, tell their friends and their friends. This is the goal of building a rockstar social brand, is evangelizing the masses. It's not enough for every single person in this room. And it's great that every single person in this room woohooed. I love that. The woohoo is much bigger. I thought the woohoo was just for me. It's for everyone. So your mission is bigger too. It's not just about the women in this room. It's about every single person on the planet that you are here to personally touch in some way, heal something, fix something, resolve something. And only you can do it in your way because your personal story is drawing them in. Who here does tell their story in their business? Yeah, Bobby. Dating and finding Mr. Right. That's a big personal story to share, and it draws women to you because they go, oh, she found her husband after she was 40. Oh, I can too. And I can date like a grown-up. Yeah, woohoo! So this is all about enrolling people in your mission and your movement and helping them. Don't forget it's a give and take. So it's not enough to get money from them, it's about the give and take.